Welcome and Merry Christmas. Today we're going on a special adventure with Santa's elves. Now let's get some much needed rest. Autumn has arrived in Scandinavia, and across the northern forests and mountains, something ancient stirs in the blood of every reindeer. The rut has begun. For most of the year, reindeer are relatively peaceful creatures. They graze, they walk, they exist in loose herds where drama is limited to who gets the best moss patch. But autumn transforms them. Suddenly, the bulls become walking testosterone factories with terrible decision-making skills. Our alpha male has spent the summer eating his way across the tundra like a furry lawnmower. He's packed on weight, built up fat reserves, and grown a set of antlers so impressive they look like someone attached tree branches to his head as a joke. These antlers are not decorative. They're weapons, status symbols, and the primary reason he'll barely eat for the next month. He's got one goal now: mate with as many females as possible before his body gives up entirely. The alpha male stands on a ridge overlooking a valley. Below him, a group of females grazes peacefully, unaware that their quiet autumn is about to become significantly more complicated. He tilts his head back and produces a sound that can only be described as if a moose and a rusty gate had a baby. It's his mating call, and it's deeply unattractive, but it works. The sound carries across the valley, echoing off rocks and through birch trees that are already dropping their leaves. Other bulls hear it. Some are miles away. They all understand what it means. Challenge accepted. Within hours, rival males begin appearing on the horizon. Each one has spent the summer preparing for this moment. Each one believes he's the most magnificent specimen of reindeer masculinity ever to walk the tundra. Most of them are wrong. The first challenger approaches slowly. He's younger than the alpha, maybe 4 years old, with antlers that haven't quite reached their full potential, but he's bold. Youth tends to do that. The two bulls circle each other like boxers in a ring made of moss and lichen. The alpha male lowers his head. The challenger does the same. For a moment, nothing happens. Just two reindeer staring at each other with the kind of intensity usually reserved for philosophical debates. Then they charge. The sound of antlers clashing echoes across the valley like someone dropping a pile of wooden fence posts. It's not elegant, it's not graceful. It's two animals with elaborate headgear trying very hard to prove a point. They push against each other, antlers locked, hooves digging into the soft earth. Steam rises from their breath in the cool autumn air. Muscles strain. Neither wants to back down, but the alpha has experience. He's fought this fight dozens of times. He knows exactly when to twist his head, when to push, when to step sideways and let his opponent's momentum work against him. The younger bull stumbles, just slightly, but it's enough. The alpha drives forward, using the full weight of his 130-kilogram body. The challenger's back legs slip. He tries to recover, but the alpha presses the advantage. Within seconds, the younger bull breaks away and retreats. He's not injured, just defeated, and smart enough to know when he's outmatched. The alpha male watches him go, sides heaving. Then he turns back to his herd of females. They haven't moved. They're still grazing, completely unbothered by the violence that just occurred 30 meters away. Reindeer cows have seen this before. Every autumn, the same performance. Bulls fighting, posturing, making noise. The cows have learned to ignore most of it. But the alpha male isn't done yet. He begins herding the females together, moving around the edges of the group, keeping them close. This is his harem now. 15 cows, all in various stages of readiness for mating. He moves between them constantly, checking each one, making sure none wander off. It's exhausting work. Other bulls lurk at the edges of his territory. Some are young and inexperienced, testing their luck. Others are older, scarred from years of battles, waiting for a moment of weakness. The alpha barely sleeps. He barely eats. Every time he tries to grab a mouthful of lichen, another challenger appears, or one of the cows starts drifting away, or a younger bull tries sneaking in from the side. It's like being a security guard at the world's most chaotic wedding. One of the persistent challengers is a bull we'll call the veteran. He's older than the alpha, maybe 9 or 10 years. His antlers are massive but uneven, one side broken from a fight years ago. His body carries scars across his shoulders and flanks. The veteran knows he can't win a direct confrontation anymore. Age has taken the edge off his speed and strength, but he's learned patience. He stays at a distance, watching, waiting. He knows the alpha will tire eventually. They always do. Days pass. The alpha male's body begins showing the strain. His ribs become more visible. His movements slow slightly. He's lost perhaps 10 kilograms already, burning through fat reserves at an alarming rate. But he keeps fighting. Another challenger appears. This one is young and aggressive, charging in without warning. The alpha meets him head-on, antlers crashing together with bone-rattling force. They lock up, pushing, twisting, neither giving ground. The fight lasts longer this time. The alpha's legs tremble with effort, but again, experience wins. He forces the younger bull sideways, breaks the lock, and drives him back. The challenger retreats, but only just beyond the boundary. He'll try again tomorrow. They always try again. At night, the temperature drops below freezing. Frost forms on the ground, turning the tundra silver under the moonlight. The alpha male stands among his harem, breath visible, and clouds around his muzzle. He's too wired to sleep deeply. Every sound makes him alert. The snap of a branch, the distant call of another bull, the movement of one of his cows shifting position. This is the price of dominance. Constant vigilance, constant exhaustion, constant fighting. By the second week of the rut, the alpha has mated with most of his cows, but he can't relax yet. Other bulls still circle, and any cow he doesn't guard might be claimed by a rival. The veteran makes his move during a moment of distraction. While the alpha is chasing off a younger bull on one side, the veteran approaches from the other. He doesn't try to fight. He simply walks into the herd, moves alongside one of the cows, and begins herding her away. By the time the alpha notices, the veteran is already 50 meters distant with the cow in tow. The alpha has a choice: chase the veteran and risk losing the rest of his harem, or let one cow go. He chooses to let her go. It's strategic. One cow isn't worth losing 14. The veteran doesn't gloat. He simply continues walking, the cow moving ahead of him until they're far enough away to be safe. He's won a small victory. At his age, small victories are enough. The alpha returns to his remaining cows. He's thinner now, exhausted, but still dominant. As October arrives, the intensity of the rut begins to fade. The alpha has successfully mated with 13 cows. His genetics will continue into the next generation, but the cost has been severe. He's lost nearly 20 kilograms. His body is lean, almost gaunt. The impressive bulk he carried in September is gone, burned away in the fires of reproduction. Other bulls across the tundra show similar wear. Some fought harder and lost more. A few didn't survive at all, their bodies pushed past breaking point. The younger bulls who lost their challenges now face a different future. They'll spend the winter recovering, growing stronger, learning. Next year they'll return, and some of them will win. But for now, the alpha male has one final task: survival. Winter is coming to Scandinavia. The easy grazing of summer and autumn is about to disappear under snow and ice. The alpha needs to rebuild his strength before the real hardship begins. He moves away from the cows, who no longer need guarding. They've already begun forming their own groups, preparing for the migration that will take them to winter feeding grounds. The alpha finds a patch of lichen near a frozen stream. He lowers his head and begins eating for the first time in weeks without interruption. No challengers approach, no cows to guard. Just him, the lichen, and the cold autumn wind. His antlers, those magnificent weapons that served him so well, are already loosening at their base. Within days, they'll fall off. The cycle will begin again. New antlers will grow through winter and spring. And next autumn, he'll return to this same valley. If he survives the winter, if his body recovers, if younger bulls don't surpass him, the rut is over. But the real challenge is just beginning. Snow begins falling as the alpha male continues grazing. Light flakes at first, drifting down through the dimming twilight. The temperature drops further. The world transforms from autumn gold to winter white within hours. This is how November arrives in northern Scandinavia. Sudden, unforgiving, beautiful in a way that can end you if you're not prepared. The alpha male's coat has been thickening for weeks. 2 layers now protect him. Dense underfur close to his skin, trapping warm air. Longer guard hairs on top, hollow and air-filled, providing insulation that would make modern engineers jealous. Each hair is like a tiny thermos. Together, they create a barrier so effective that snow landing on his back doesn't melt. He can bed down in a blizzard and wake up buried under half a meter of powder, completely warm. But insulation only works if you have calories to burn. And the alpha male is running dangerously low. He needs to eat constantly now. Lichen becomes his primary food source. It grows slowly across rocks and ground, pale green and gray, looking like something that should taste like dust. It basically does. But lichen is survival. It's available under snow. It provides enough nutrition to keep a reindeer alive through the darkest months, and reindeer have evolved remarkable adaptations to find it. The alpha male's nose is designed for this work. Broad, covered in fur even inside the nostrils, heated by blood flow. He can smell lichen buried under 30 centimeters of snow. He begins the methodical work of cratering. This is what biologists call it when reindeer dig through snow to reach food. The alpha uses his front hooves like shovels, scraping and pushing, creating a cone-shaped pit. His hooves are another marvel of evolution. Wide, flat, spreading his weight across soft snow like natural snowshoes. Concave underneath, giving grip on ice. Sharp-edged, perfect for digging. He craters for hours, moving from spot to spot, eating what he finds, moving on. It's slow work. Energy intensive, but necessary. Other reindeer appear across the landscape, all doing the same thing. The cows he was guarding weeks ago. Younger bulls who challenged and lost. The veteran who stole one of his cows. During winter, the hierarchy from the rut dissolves. Bulls and cows often feed near each other without conflict. The aggression is gone, replaced by the shared goal of survival. One of the cow's craters near the alpha. She's already showing the faint signs of pregnancy, her belly slightly rounded. In 7 months, she'll give birth to the calf he fathered during the rut. But right now, she's focused on lichen. The alpha doesn't acknowledge her. She doesn't acknowledge him. This is winter's social contract. Everyone eats. Everyone survives if they can. Romance can wait until next autumn. As December arrives, daylight becomes a rare visitor. This far north, the sun barely climbs above the horizon. At the alpha's latitude, roughly 68 degrees north, midwinter brings only a few hours of twilight. The world exists in perpetual blue darkness, not complete blackness. The snow reflects what little light exists. Stars provide navigation, and occasionally the northern lights dance overhead, green and purple curtains rippling across the sky. Reindeer continue their routines in this darkness. Their eyes have adapted to low light conditions. A reflective layer behind the retina, called the tapetum lucidum, bounces light back through photoreceptors. This is why reindeer eyes glow when caught in light. It's also why they can navigate midnight terrain that would leave humans stumbling blind. The alpha male moves through a forest of birch and pine. The trees are skeletal now, branches heavy with snow. He stops to browse on hanging lichen, the kind that drapes from branches like pale green hair. This lichen is particularly nutritious, but reaching it requires standing on hind legs, stretching up. At his current weight, this is difficult. He manages a few mouthfuls before fatigue forces him down. A sound makes him freeze, distant, rhythmic, the crunch of something moving through snow. He turns his head, ears swiveling. Predators are rare but not absent in winter. Wolves, wolverines, lynx. The sound grows closer. Then a shape emerges from the trees. Another reindeer, a young female, maybe 2 years old. She's alone, which is unusual. Most cows travel in small groups during winter. Safety in numbers. This one seems disoriented. She craters half-heartedly, moves on, craters again without eating. Her movements lack the methodical efficiency of healthy reindeer. The alpha watches her for a moment, then returns to his own feeding. He can't help her. Winter is individual. You survive on your own strength or you don't. The young cow wanders out of sight. The alpha never sees her again. By January, the alpha male has stabilized his weight. He's still lean, but no longer losing mass. His body has found equilibrium between calories consumed and calories burned. The scars from the rut have healed. His antlers are long gone, shed in early December. Small bumps on his skull mark where new growth will begin in spring. Without antlers, he looks almost fragile. Just another deer trying to survive winter. The dominance and aggression from autumn seem like distant memories. He joins a larger group now, perhaps 30 reindeer total. Cows, young bulls, a few older males like himself. They move together across the landscape, following ancient migration routes toward areas where snow is shallower and food more abundant. These routes have been used for thousands of years, passed down through generations not by teaching, but by instinct and observation. Young reindeer follow older ones, learning the paths, the good feeding areas, the safe places to rest. The group travels slowly, stopping frequently to crater and feed. Progress might be only a few kilometers per day, but they're moving toward survival. One evening, The alpha male beds down in a small depression surrounded by low willow shrubs. The wind is blocked here. Snow has drifted into natural walls. He tucks his legs beneath his body, conserving heat. His metabolism slows. His heart rate drops. This is called adaptive hypothermia, a controlled lowering of body temperature to conserve energy. Around him, other reindeer do the same. They bed close together, sharing warmth without touching. Steam rises from the group like a small fog bank. Overhead, the aurora borealis flows across the sky, green light rippling like water. The reindeer don't notice. They've seen it countless times. The alpha male's eyes close. His breathing slows to deep, even pulls. Under the snow, under the stars, under the dancing lights, he rests. Winter is far from over. February and March will bring the coldest temperatures, but he's made it this far. His body, designed by millions of years of evolution, continues the work of survival even in sleep. Calories are conserved, fat stores are carefully rationed. Every breath, every heartbeat, every moment of existence is a calculation between energy spent and energy saved. This is winter in the far north, not romantic, not dramatic, just the slow, patient mathematics of staying alive until spring returns. And somewhere in the alpha male's body, in the bumps where his antlers will grow, cells are already preparing for the next cycle, the next rut, the next generation. But that's months away. Right now, there's only snow, darkness, and the endless search for lichen. The alpha male sleeps. Around him, the herd sleeps through the longest nights. His body temperature regulated to perfection, each reindeer forming a point of warmth in the frozen darkness. The snow continues falling through January. Not dramatic storms, just persistent, steady accumulation. By mid-month, depth exceeds a meter in most areas. Cratering becomes more difficult. Each feeding pit requires more energy to excavate. The ratio between calories burned and calories gained grows uncomfortably narrow. Some reindeer don't make this calculation correctly. The young cow that Alpha saw wandering weeks ago is found by a passing raven. She lies in the snow, simply stopped. No wound, no violence, just exhaustion and miscalculation. The raven calls others. Within hours, the body is being efficiently recycled. Nothing is wasted in winter. The alpha male, 2 valleys away, continues his methodical survival. He's learned the mathematics well over his years. Move slowly to conserve energy. Crater in areas where snow is shallower. Rest frequently. Never panic. Panic burns calories faster than anything. A younger bull makes this mistake during a brief whiteout. The wind picks up, blowing snow horizontally, eliminating visibility. The young bull becomes disoriented and begins running, trying to find shelter. He burns through energy reserves in minutes. By the time the wind settles, he's exhausted and lost. His chances of survival have dropped significantly. The alpha male, caught in the same whiteout, simply stops moving. He turns his back to the wind and waits. An hour passes. The wind drops. Visibility returns. He's exactly where he needs to be. Experience versus youth. It's often that simple. By February, the deepest cold arrives. Clear skies and no wind create perfect conditions for heat to radiate away from Earth. Temperatures drop to -35, -40. At these temperatures, exposed skin freezes in minutes. Fortunately, reindeer have almost no exposed skin. Their noses are furry inside and out. Their legs are covered completely. Even their eyes are protected by thick lashes. The alpha male beds down during the coldest nights. His body creates a microclimate in the snow. His breath melts a small cavity above his muzzle. The insulation is so effective that snow on his back remains frozen even while he generates body heat beneath. Other animals aren't as well adapted. The alpha occasionally sees an Arctic hare, white against white, nearly invisible. The hare moves in desperate bursts, looking for any food. The hare's smaller body has less thermal mass. It must eat more frequently relative to its size. Winter is proportionally harder for small animals. The reindeer's size is an advantage here. Large bodies retain heat better. The physics of surface area to volume ratio working in their favor. A wolverine passes through the area one morning. The alpha male watches it from a distance. The wolverine is hunting, searching for weak or isolated animals. But the reindeer herd stays tight. No stragglers, no easy targets. The wolverine, after assessing the situation, moves on. It will find something eventually. A hare perhaps, or a ptarmigan. Something less capable of defending itself. As February continues, the alpha male maintains his routine. Crater, eat, rest, repeat. The days are lengthening now. Each day brings a few more minutes of twilight. It's not enough to warm anything, but it's a promise. Winter will end. It always does. The alpha's antlers are still gone, just bumps on his skull showing no external change. But internally, cells are organizing, preparing for the massive growth spurt that will begin in weeks. His body is already prioritizing resources toward this goal. Calcium is being stored. Protein synthesis pathways are activating. The antlers won't begin visible growth until late March, but the preparation happens long before that. One morning in late February, the alpha male wakes to silence. The wind has stopped completely. The air is crystalline clear, and the temperature, while still well below zero, feels warmer. It's a Chinook, a warm wind from the south bringing relative heat. Within hours, the temperature rises to -5. The difference between -40 and -5 is enormous. It feels almost tropical. The reindeer become more active. They move around, shake off snow, crater with renewed energy. It's a false spring. They know this somewhere in their instincts. But the temporary relief is welcome. The Chinook lasts 3 days. Then the cold returns, though not quite as severe as before. Winter has been broken, not ended, but broken. The worst is behind them now. The alpha male stands on a windswept ridge as February ends. Below him, the landscape stretches in shades of white and blue. Mountains in the distance, valleys filled with snow, the frozen stream where he often drinks. He's thinner than he was in autumn, but he's alive. His body has successfully navigated the mathematics of survival. Around him, the herd has shrunk slightly. A few individuals didn't make it, the old, the weak, the unlucky. But most have survived, including the pregnant cows carrying next spring's generation. The alpha male begins walking down from the ridge. His movements are steady, economical. He's heading toward a stand of trees where lichen hangs from branches. Behind him, other reindeer follow, the herd moving as one, bound by the simple shared goal of reaching tomorrow. March arrives with its familiar deception. Days lengthen, but temperatures remain brutal. The sun returns, but brings little warmth. The alpha male stands in snow that still reaches his shoulders. His winter coat is thick with ice crystals. His breath creates clouds that freeze instantly in the air. But something is changing. He can feel it in the angle of sunlight, in the way ice forms differently at night, in subtle shifts in wind patterns. The bumps on his skull where antlers will grow have become slightly swollen. blood flow is increasing to the area, the growth cycle preparing to begin. Around him, other bulls show the same signs, all of them antlerless now, all of them preparing for the next phase. The pregnant cows in the herd carry visible weight now, their bellies rounded with developing calves. They move more carefully, conserving energy for the demands ahead. One cow is showing particular strain. She's older, perhaps 9 or 10 years. This might be her last pregnancy. She craters slowly, eating less than the others. The alpha male passes near her while moving to a new feeding spot. She doesn't look up. By late March, the migration preparations intensify. The herd begins moving more purposefully, still stopping to feed, but with clear direction now. They're heading toward lower elevations, toward calving grounds, toward spring. The alpha male walks in the middle of the group. His position reflects his current status, no longer leading, but still strong enough to keep up. Young bulls walk near him. Next year's challengers, currently focused only on reaching spring alive. The landscape begins showing signs of change. Small patches of exposed rock on south-facing slopes. Icicles forming, dripping during the few warm hours of afternoon. The snow settling, becoming denser. These are minor changes, but after months of static winter, they feel monumental. The herd crosses a frozen lake one afternoon. The ice is thick, safe to traverse. But halfway across, the alpha male hears something, a deep groan from beneath. The ice settling under their combined weight. No danger, just the sound of ice being ice. But it reminds him of a crossing years ago when he was younger, a lake that wasn't quite frozen enough, the terrible sound of ice breaking, the desperate scramble to reach shore. He survived that day. 2 others didn't. He continues walking across the current lake. The ice holds firm. As March ends, the first real thaw begins. Temperatures climb above freezing during midday. Water begins flowing under snow. Small streams emerge from beneath white banks. The alpha male drinks from one of these streams. The water is shockingly cold but fresh, better than eating snow for hydration. Other reindeer gather at the same stream. They drink in turn. No conflict. Winter's truce still holding. The veteran bull who stole one of the alpha's cows last autumn is among them. He looks worse for wear after the winter, thinner than the alpha, moving stiffly. Age catches every reindeer eventually. This veteran might not survive another year, or he might prove everyone wrong and keep going. Winter makes no promises. As the herd prepares to bed down for the night, the alpha male finds a spot that's become familiar. A slight depression between 2 large rocks, wind protected, just enough space for his body. He's used this spot several times over the winter, returning to it when the herd's movements bring him near. He settles down, tucking his legs beneath him. Around him, the herd does the same. The northern lights appear overhead, dancing curtains of green and blue, the aurora reflecting off endless white snow. The alpha male closes his eyes. His breathing slows. His body temperature drops slightly. Winter is ending. Not today, not tomorrow, but soon. And he has survived another one. His 7th winter complete. The mathematics of his life continue. Energy in, energy out. Challenges met, territory held, genetics passed forward. For now, there is only rest, and the slow, patient work of staying alive until morning. The northern lights dance, the herd sleeps, and winter continues toward its inevitable conclusion. March arrives with deception. The days grow longer. Sunlight returns, weak but present, and every year it tricks people into thinking winter is over. It's not. March in northern Scandinavia is often the cruelest month. Temperatures can still drop to -30. Blizzards appear without warning, and the snow, which has been accumulating for months, reaches its maximum depth. The alpha male stands in snow that reaches his chest. Moving through it requires enormous effort. Each step is a battle against resistance, but the returning light changes everything. His body knows. The angle of the sun triggers hormonal shifts that have been waiting since autumn. In the small bumps where his antlers will grow, blood flow increases. Cells multiply. Growth begins. Within weeks, fuzzy nubs will appear. By summer, he'll carry a full rack again, the cycle continuing. But antler growth requires nutrients: calcium, phosphorus, protein. The alpha needs better food than winter lichen can provide. He begins moving with the herd toward lower elevations. The spring migration has started. The group travels single file through deep snow. The lead reindeer breaks trail, expending massive energy. The others follow in the packed path, conserving strength. They rotate positions throughout the day. No one leads forever. The alpha male takes his turn at the front. His broad hooves compress the snow with each step. Behind him, 20 other reindeer walk the easier path he's created. They move through a landscape that seems unchanging, white in every direction, mountains covered, valleys filled. Only the occasional rock face too steep to hold snow provides contrast, but subtle signs guide them. The position of the sun, the shape of distant peaks, the way wind patterns create certain drift formations. These aren't conscious calculations. The root is embedded in them. Genetic memory mixed with learned behavior. After several hours, the lead reindeer stops. The entire group halts. Ahead, the terrain changes. The snow looks smooth and inviting, but the lead female senses danger. She steps carefully to the left, choosing a longer route around the area. The group follows without question. What she detected was a patch where the snow had drifted over a creek. The ice underneath might hold, it might not. Better to avoid the question entirely. Reindeer navigating winter terrain make dozens of these micro decisions daily. Most are correct. The ones that aren't can be fatal. The group continues following the safer path. By afternoon, they've descended perhaps 200 meters in elevation. The difference is subtle but real. Snow depth decreases from chest high to shoulder high. Temperature rises a few degrees. They find an area where wind has partially cleared a south-facing slope. Patches of ground are visible: brown earth, dead grass from last year. The reindeer spread out and begin cratering with renewed energy. The exposed areas reveal dormant vegetation. It's not growing yet, but it's richer than lichen. One of the pregnant cows craters near a cluster of dwarf birch. She's noticeably rounder now. Her calf will arrive in May, roughly 8 months after conception. She feeds steadily, building reserves for the energy demands of late pregnancy and nursing. Around her, other pregnant cows do the same. Most of the breeding age females are carrying calves. The alpha male's genetics are represented in several of them, but he shows no recognition or interest. Spring has different priorities than autumn. As April arrives, transformation accelerates. Days lengthen dramatically. By month's end, the sun will barely set, just dipping below the horizon for an hour or two. Snow begins melting in earnest. Water flows everywhere. Streams that were frozen solid become torrents. The landscape shifts from white to brown to the first hints of green. The alpha male's antlers are now clearly visible. 10 centimeters tall, covered in velvet. The velvet is living tissue, blood vessels, and nerves feeding the growing bone underneath. Antlers are the fastest growing tissue in the mammal kingdom. At peak growth, they'll add nearly 2 centimeters per day. The alpha's body diverts enormous resources to this process. He needs protein desperately. The first green shoots emerging from warming soil provide it. Grasses, sedges, herbs, he grazes constantly, making up for winter's calorie deficit. His body fills out again. Fat returns to his frame. Muscle rebuilds. The gaunt survivor of winter becomes a healthy bull once more. The herd continues moving, now following the green wave northward and upward. As snow retreats, fresh vegetation appears. The reindeer track this emergence, staying where food is most nutritious. They reach traditional calving grounds in late April. These are areas the cows have used for generations. Relatively flat terrain, good visibility for spotting predators, access to water, fresh grazing nearby. The pregnant cows become more selective about their space. They spread out, each claiming a small territory, not aggressively, but with clear intent. The bulls, including the alpha male, remain at a distance. They're not part of the calving process. Their role ended 9 months ago in the autumn rut. The first calf arrives in early May, not one of the alpha's offspring, but from a cow bred by a different bull. She separates from the others and lies down in a small depression. Labor is quick by mammal standards. Within an hour, a wet, gangly calf lies in the grass. The mother immediately begins licking it clean. This serves multiple purposes: removes birth fluids, stimulates circulation, begins the bonding process. The calf is precocial, meaning it's born relatively developed. Its eyes are open. Its legs, though shaky, are functional. Within 20 minutes, it attempts to stand. The first try ends with a collapse. The second attempt lasts a few seconds before wobbling knees give out. The third time, it manages to stay upright for nearly a minute. By the end of the first hour, the calf is standing steadily. By the end of the second hour, it's nursing. This rapid development is survival necessity. Predators exist. A calf that can't stand can't flee. A calf that can't flee won't survive. Over the next 2 weeks, calves arrive steadily. The calving grounds fill with spotted younglings. They're born with white spots scattered across brown fur, camouflage for lying still in dappled vegetation. The alpha male, grazing a few hundred meters away, hears their high-pitched bleats, the mother's deeper calls responding. It's background noise to him. His focus remains on feeding and antler growth. The velvet-covered antlers are now 30 centimeters tall. They branch and split, each point forming where it needs to be. The shape is determined by genetics, nutrition, and age. The alpha is in his prime. His antlers will reach their maximum size this year. Next year, they might be slightly smaller. The decline will be gradual but inevitable. A younger bull grazes nearby. His antlers are growing too, but they're smaller, simpler. He's perhaps 3 years old, too young to seriously challenge the alpha this coming autumn. But he's watching, learning. One day, perhaps next year or the year after, he'll be the one holding a harem. The alpha will be the veteran, looking for opportunities at the edges. But that's future. Right now, spring dominates everything. By late May, the calves are strong enough to follow the herd. The migration continues northward towards summer feeding grounds. These grounds are coastal areas and high plateaus where vegetation grows thick and nutritious during the brief northern summer. The reindeer have perhaps 4 months to eat as much as possible, build fat reserves, prepare for the next winter. The traveling herd now includes dozens of calves. They stay close to their mothers but begin exploring, play fighting with each other, testing their legs with small jumps and runs. This play serves multiple purposes. It builds muscle and coordination. It establishes social bonds, and it's probably just fun, though biologists hesitate to use that word. The alpha male walks with steady purpose. His antlers, now fully branched, continue growing thicker. The velvet covering them looks soft and fuzzy. Touch it, and you'd feel warmth, blood flowing just beneath the surface. He's careful with them. The bone underneath is still developing, not yet hardened. A serious impact could damage the growing antler permanently. The landscape transforms daily. Snow vanishes except in the deepest shadows and highest peaks. Green overtakes brown. Flowers bloom in waves of color. Purple saxifrage, mountain avens, Arctic poppies. The reindeer graze through this display without appreciation for aesthetics. They care only about nutrition. Some flowers are edible, most are ignored. The alpha male focuses on plants with the highest protein content. Young sedge shoots, fresh grass emerging from thawed soil, the tender leaves of dwarf willows. His antlers, now fully branched and growing rapidly, demand enormous nutritional input. They're adding mass at an incredible rate, nearly 2 centimeters per day at peak growth. This requires calcium, phosphorus, and minerals that must come from his diet. He instinctively selects plants that provide what he needs. The velvet covering his antlers is warm to the touch, blood vessels visible beneath the fuzzy surface. This tissue is incredibly sensitive. A hard impact now could permanently damage the developing antler. He moves carefully through brush and low branches, aware of the precious cargo on his head. Other bulls show varying stages of antler development. The younger ones have smaller racks, simpler branching. The veterans, those who survived winter despite their age, grow antlers that show their years, often asymmetrical, sometimes with points missing or malformed from old injuries. Water is everywhere now. Melting snow has created temporary lakes and expanded streams into rivers. The reindeer cross these obstacles with practiced ease. Their hollow guard hairs provide natural flotation. They swim powerfully, legs churning, antlers held carefully above water. The alpha male plunges into a cold stream swollen with meltwater. The current pushes him downstream slightly. He compensates, angling toward the far bank. His hooves find purchase on the rocky bottom. He climbs out, water streaming from his coat. Within minutes, his fur has trapped air again. The water hasn't reached his skin. The insulation system working perfectly. Even calves only a few weeks old can navigate crossings. They follow their mothers, swimming with determined paddling. Occasionally, one gets swept further downstream than intended, but they're strong swimmers. They make it across. By June, the herd reaches summer range. This is a plateau region where the brief, growing season produces abundant food. Sedges, grasses, herbs, flowers, leaves from dwarf shrubs. The reindeer spread across this landscape and begin the serious work of eating. They graze 18 to 20 hours per day. Short rest periods punctuate constant feeding. The midnight sun eliminates the concept of day and night. Time becomes a continuous present. The alpha male's body transforms again. Fat deposits build across his back and rump. His neck thickens with muscle. His sides fill out. By late summer, he'll weigh nearly 150 kilograms again. All the weight lost during the rut and winter will be restored. His antlers reach their full size in July. They're magnificent. Sweeping back from his head, branching into 14 points, the velvet still covers them, but underneath, the bone has hardened completely. Soon, blood flow to the velvet will stop. The tissue will die and begin peeling away, revealing the polished bone weapons beneath. The calves have nearly doubled in size since birth. Their spots are fading, replaced by more uniform brown fur. They still nurse, but they're also grazing, learning which plants are best. One calf, born to a cow the alpha bred last autumn, shows particular vigor. It's larger than most others in its age group, more confident, good genetics expressing themselves clearly. The alpha male passes near this calf while grazing. There's no recognition, no paternal instinct. The calf is simply another member of the herd, but genetically, they're connected. The calf carries half the alpha's DNA, his physical traits, his potential for size and strength. Next year, this calf will be weaned and on its own. In 3 years, if it's male, it might challenge for breeding rights. In 7 years, it might be dominant. The cycle extending forward into an unknowable future. Summer in the Arctic is intense but fragile. Growth happens at accelerated pace because winter is always coming. Plants complete their entire life cycle in 3 months. Flowers bloom, seed and die, back in weeks. Insects emerge in overwhelming numbers. Mosquitoes form clouds so thick they darken the air. They're relentless. The reindeer's primary defense is movement. Staying still means being devoured. The herd shifts position constantly, walking to windier areas where insects are less concentrated. They bed down on remaining snow patches, trading cold for relief from biting swarms. The alpha male stands on a snowfield in late June, surrounded by green, seeking refuge on white. It's absurd. It's necessary. The mosquitoes that follow him eventually give up. They can't survive the cold reflected from the snow. He rests there for several hours. Other reindeer join him. The snow patch becomes an island of relief. Other animals share the summer range. Arctic foxes hunt rodents in the grass. Golden eagles patrol the skies. Wolverines scavenge and occasionally take a weak or isolated calf. The alpha male spots a wolverine at distance one afternoon. He stamps a warning. The herd tightens slightly. Mothers move closer to their calves. The wolverine, a muscular predator about the size of a medium dog, regards the herd. It's calculating odds. A healthy adult reindeer can injure or end a wolverine with well-placed hooves. The calves are tempting but well guarded. After several minutes of assessment, the wolverine moves on. Easier prey exists elsewhere. The herd relaxes. Grazing resumes. These encounters happen regularly. Most resolve without violence. Predator and prey both making calculations about risk versus reward. By late July, the alpha male's antlers have shed their velvet. It came off in strips over several days. He rubbed against trees and rocks, helping the process. Now his antlers are smooth, hard, bone white darkening to gray-brown. They're weapons again, not decorative, not growing, ready. He can feel his testosterone levels beginning to rise. The first whispers of the rut approaching. But there are still weeks of summer left. Time for final feeding, final weight gain, preparation for what comes next. The herd continues grazing across the plateau. The calves play in the endless daylight. The cows eat steadily, building reserves. The bulls focus on their own needs. Water flows everywhere from melting glaciers and snowfields. The landscape is alive with sound. Birds calling, insects humming, water rushing. This abundance will last perhaps another month. Then the first frost will arrive. Plants will begin dying back. The growing season will end as abruptly as it began. But for now, there is plenty. Green extending to every horizon, food available in every direction, life expressing itself fully in the brief window allowed by northern latitude. The alpha male grazes steadily through a meadow of fresh sedge. His jaw works rhythmically, his body efficiently converting plant matter into energy and mass. Around him, the herd does the same. 30 reindeer spread across the plateau, all focused on the same goal: eat now, store energy for later, survive. This is summer in the far north, brief, intense, and precious, a window of abundance between winters that test everything. The alpha male knows this instinctively. His body knows it, every cell programmed by evolution to make the most of these fleeting months. He continues grazing as the midnight sun circles the horizon, building strength, preparing for autumn, preparing for the next challenge, and the cycle continues forward. By August, change is in the air, subtle at first, a slight shortening of days. Temperature drops at night. The first hints of autumn color in low vegetation. The alpha male's antlers have shed their velvet. It came off in strips over several days. He rubbed against trees and rocks, helping the process. Now his antlers are smooth, hard, bone white darkening to gray-brown. They are weapons again. Not decorative, not growing, ready. His testosterone levels begin rising. The first whispers of the rut approaching. But before autumn's drama returns, the herd must complete the reverse migration, moving back toward lower elevations and southern ranges, areas where they'll spend the coming winter. The journey begins in late August. The calves, now nearly 4 months old, are ready for the travel. They're strong, experienced in herd movement, capable of keeping pace. The group heads south through a landscape already showing autumn's touch. Leaves turning yellow and red, berries ripening on shrubs, the long daylight hours shortening noticeably. The alpha male walks near the front of the herd. His body is in peak condition, heavy with fat reserves, armed with full antlers, and deep in his system, hormones are shifting, preparing him for what comes next. The cycle is beginning again. September arrives. The herd reaches familiar autumn territory, the same valleys and ridges where the rut occurred last year. The alpha male becomes restless. He begins vocalizing more frequently, practicing the mating calls. Other bulls show the same behavior. The younger ones, now a year older, stronger, more confident. The veterans testing whether they have one more season left. The cows continue grazing, building final reserves before winter and the pregnancy that most are about to begin. And across the tundra, invisible but inexorable, autumn sharpens the air once more. The alpha male stands on a ridge. Below him, a group of cows grazes. He remembers this, not consciously, not with narrative thought, but his body remembers. He tilts his head back, opens his mouth, and produces that same sound. The rusty gate moose call, deeply unattractive, perfectly effective. The rut has begun again, but this year something is different. The alpha male is now 7 years old, still in his prime, but approaching the edge of it. The younger bull who grazed near him all spring is now 4 years old, stronger than last year. His antlers are more impressive. His confidence has grown. This bull, we'll call him the challenger, has been watching the alpha all summer, learning his patterns, measuring the distance between them. When the alpha makes his first mating call, the challenger responds. Not with submission, with his own call, it echoes across the valley, deeper and more powerful than the alpha expected. The alpha male turns toward the sound. For the first time in years, he feels something unfamiliar. Uncertainty. The challenger appears on a ridge. He's magnificent, fully mature now, perhaps 140 kilograms of muscle and determination. The two bulls lock eyes across 300 meters of tundra. Neither moves for several moments. Then, both begin walking toward the center ground. The cows, grazing below, pause to watch. They've seen countless battles. But there's something different about this one. The tension is higher. The stakes feel heavier. The alpha and the challenger meet on flat ground. They circle slowly, each assessing the other. The alpha has experience, years of fights won, knowledge of every trick and tactic. The challenger has youth, fresh strength, no accumulated injuries slowing him down. They lower their heads simultaneously. The clash when it comes is tremendous. Antlers lock with a crack that echoes like breaking wood. Both bulls push with everything they have. Hooves dig trenches in the soft earth. Muscles strain to their limits. The alpha uses his weight advantage, trying to force the challenger backward. But the younger bull holds his ground. They push and twist, neither gaining clear advantage. Minutes pass. Both bulls are breathing hard now. The alpha tries his signature move, the sideways twist that has won him so many battles. But the challenger has seen it before. He anticipates and counters. For the first time, the alpha feels his back legs start to slip. He catches himself, but barely. The challenger senses the weakness. He presses forward with renewed energy. The alpha digs deeper, finding reserves he wasn't sure he still had. He holds the line, refuses to give ground. The fight continues for nearly 20 minutes. This is longer than most battles last. Both bulls are exhausted. Finally, the alpha makes a decision. He can probably win this fight, but the cost would be enormous. He'd be too weakened to hold his harem, too exhausted to fight off other challengers. He breaks the lock and steps back. The challenger doesn't pursue. He's also exhausted, and he knows he's made his point. The alpha male walks away slowly, not fleeing, just withdrawing. He's still strong enough to claim cows, just not this group, not against this opponent. He finds a smaller group 3 valleys over, 7 cows instead of 15. Less prestigious, but less contested. Younger bulls test him here too, but these challenges are easier. He wins them convincingly. By mid-October, the alpha has successfully mated with his smaller harem. His genetics will continue, just not as dominantly as before. The challenger, meanwhile, holds the larger group. He's the new king of that valley. His reign has begun. This is how succession works among reindeer. Not through sudden overthrow, but through gradual shifting of power. The alpha male is not done yet. He might have several more years of breeding ahead, but his era of absolute dominance is over. Somewhere in the herd, a 3-year-old bull watches these events, learning, growing, preparing for his own future challenges. The cycle continues forward, generation after generation, each bull getting his moment, then yielding to the next. By late October, the rut winds down across the entire region. The bulls, exhausted and depleted, scatter to feed and recover. The cows, now pregnant, begin forming winter groups. The alpha male grazes alone for several days. His body shows the wear of another season. Ribs visible, antlers already loosening. One morning, His right antler falls. It simply drops, landing in the moss with a soft thud. The left follows 2 days later. He's defenseless now in terms of weapons, but he no longer needs them. Winter approaches again, the familiar rhythm returning. Snow begins falling in the early November. The temperature drops. The world turns white once more. The alpha male's coat has been thickening, his body remembering what comes next. He joins a larger winter herd, perhaps 50 reindeer total, bulls and cows together, hierarchy forgotten. Among them is the challenger who defeated him, also without antlers now, also just another deer facing winter. They graze near each other without conflict. Summer's battles are irrelevant in winter's democracy. The herd begins moving south and east, toward traditional wintering grounds, following routes older than any individual reindeer. The alpha male walks steadily, not leading, not following, just part of the group. His body is leaner than last year at this time. The battles took more from him. He'll need to be careful this winter, but he's survived 6 winters already. He knows what to do. As the herd travels through falling snow, the alpha male finds his rhythm. One step, then another, conserving energy, moving with purpose. Ahead lies months of cold and darkness. Behind lies another successful breeding season, and deep in 13 different cows, his calves are beginning to develop. Clusters of cells that will become eyes, legs, hearts. Next spring's generation, his legacy continuing. The alpha male doesn't think about this. He thinks only about the next crater, the next mouthful of lichen, the next day. This is enough. This has always been enough. The snow falls harder, the herd moves forward, and winter's patient work begins again. The autumn rut of the alpha's 8th year brings new realities. He's still strong, still capable, but the margins have narrowed. His body recovered well from last winter. He gained back most of the weight he lost. His antlers grew to impressive size once more. But something has shifted. He can feel it in the way his joints ache on cold mornings, in how recovery takes slightly longer after exertion, in the mirror of younger bulls watching him with increasing confidence. The challenger who beat him last year now holds the Prime Valley, a harem of 20 cows, undisputed dominance. The alpha male doesn't challenge him this season. The calculation is clear. He'd lose, and losing badly would cost him everything. Instead, he focuses on opportunities at the edges. He finds a small group of 5 cows in a side valley. Less prestigious territory, but also less competition. 2 younger bulls attempt to claim these cows. The alpha fights them both off. These battles he can still win. The younger bulls are strong but inexperienced. They make mistakes, commit too early to a push, forget to protect their flanks, telegraph their movements. The alpha exploits every error. His fights are shorter now, more efficient. He can't afford prolonged battles anymore. By mid-October, he's successfully bred with 4 of the 5 cows, his genetics continuing forward another year. The 5th cow was claimed by one of the younger bulls during a moment when the alpha was distracted by the other challenger. He let her go, strategic withdrawal becoming more common in his repertoire. As the rut winds down, the alpha male is noticeably thinner than in previous years. He's lost perhaps 25 kilograms, more than usual. His body simply doesn't maintain mass the way it once did, age asserting itself through metabolism. He sheds his antlers earlier than normal, late October instead of early December. His body conserving resources, prioritizing survival over display. Winter arrives. with its familiar patterns, snow, cold, darkness, the endless work of cratering and feeding. But this winter feels harder. The alpha male struggles more with deep snow. His legs seem less powerful, his endurance reduced. He joins the winter herd and follows the migration to lower grounds. But he falls toward the back of the group more often now, the position where older and weaker reindeer naturally drift. One particularly cold night in January, temperatures drop to -45. The herd beds down in a protected valley. The alpha male finds it difficult to generate enough body heat. His reduced fat reserves provide less insulation. He shivers through the night, something he hasn't experienced in years. By morning, he's stiff and slow to rise. Other reindeer have already begun moving to feeding areas. He follows eventually, but the gap between him and the herd widens. A younger bull who had challenged him in autumn passes nearby. The young bull is doing fine. Fat reserves adequate, movement strong. The contrast is stark. The alpha male continues forward. He finds a lichen patch and begins cratering. The work is harder than it should be. His front legs tire quickly, but he persists. Persistence is all that remains when strength fades. February brings the deepest cold again. The alpha male has lost more weight. His ribs are clearly visible now. His hip bones prominent. He's entered dangerous territory. The mathematical equation of winter tilting against him. Other older reindeer in the herd show similar decline. The veteran bull who stole one of his cows 2 years ago is in worse shape, moving slowly, barely eating. One morning, the veteran simply doesn't get up. He lies in the snow, sides barely moving. The herd moves on without him. By afternoon, he's gone. Ravens arrive by evening. The alpha male witnesses this from a distance. He doesn't understand it as his own future, but his body knows. He increases his feeding efforts, spending every possible hour cratering. Fighting against the decline, some days he makes progress, finding rich patches of lichen, eating enough to stabilize his weight. Other days the snow is too deep or the cold too severe. He loses ground. By late February, he's separated from the main herd, not intentionally. He simply couldn't keep pace during a long movement day. Now he's alone, perhaps 3 kilometers behind the group, following their trail through the snow. Being alone in winter is dangerous. Predators target isolated animals, wolverines, wolves, lynx. The alpha male knows this instinctively. He pushes himself harder, trying to catch up. By evening, he's closed the gap to about 1 kilometer. He can hear the herd ahead, the soft sounds of cratering and movement. He beds down for the night closer to them than when day started. Small progress, but progress. March arrives, and with it the slow return of light. The alpha male has survived another winter. Barely. He's lost more than 30 kilograms from his autumn weight. He's gaunt, exhausted, moving stiffly, but alive. The spring migration begins. The herd moving toward lower elevations, toward calving grounds, toward the promise of green food. The alpha male follows. He's still at the back of the group, still struggling to keep pace. But the lengthening days seem to help. Warmer temperatures ease the caloric demands. Early green shoots begin appearing on south-facing slopes. He eats these eagerly. The fresh vegetation provides nutrients lichen cannot. Protein, vitamins, energy. His body begins responding, not recovering to full strength, but stabilizing, finding a new equilibrium. By April, small bumps appear on his skull, his antlers beginning their growth cycle once more. Smaller than previous years, his body conserving resources. The herd reaches calving grounds in late April, the pregnant cows spreading out, making their preparations. Among them is one of the cows the alpha bred last autumn. She's healthy, well-fed, ready. The alpha male grazes several hundred meters away. He watches as calves begin arriving over the following weeks. One calf is his offspring, born strong and vigorous, good size. Alert from the first minutes, the calf struggles to its feet within 20 minutes, nurses successfully within the first hour. By evening, it's walking steadily beside its mother. The alpha male doesn't know this calf is his, doesn't recognize any connection, but the genetic link exists, his traits passed forward, his lineage continuing. The calf, a male, carries the alpha's potential for size and strength. In 3 years, he might challenge for breeding rights. In 7 years, he might be dominant, the cycle extending forward. As May progresses into June, the migration continues northward, following the green wave of emerging vegetation. The alpha male's antlers grow, but they're noticeably smaller than previous years. Simpler branching, fewer points. His body, allocating resources differently. He's accepted this new reality without knowing he's accepted it. His body making decisions, his consciousness never considers. Summer arrives with its familiar abundance, green everywhere, food in every direction, the midnight sun circling endlessly. The alpha male grazes steadily. He's rebuilding mass, but not to previous levels. His frame will carry perhaps 130 kilograms at peak this year, 20 kilograms less than his prime. But it's enough to survive, enough to maybe breed again. His antlers finish growing in July. The velvet sheds in early August. What's revealed is a much smaller rack, 8 points instead of 14, thinner beams, less impressive spread. These are the antlers of a bull past his prime, still functional, but no longer dominant. Other bulls in the herd show their development. The challenger who beat the alpha 2 years ago carries massive antlers now. The new king approaching his peak, younger. Bulls 3 and 4 years old grow impressive racks, their time approaching. The alpha male grazes among them without conflict, summer's truce in effect. Everyone focused on feeding. The calf born in spring has grown substantially, now weaned from its mother, grazing independently, learning the patterns of herd life. This calf, the alpha's offspring, shows promise. Larger than many in its age group, quick to learn, confident in movement, the genetic legacy expressing itself. By late August, the herd begins moving south, back toward autumn territories, back toward the rut. The alpha male walks with the group, his position now firmly in the middle, neither leading nor struggling at the rear. Just another bull preparing for what comes next. His testosterone levels rise as September arrives, the familiar urges returning, but tempered now by experience and limitation. He won't fight for prime territory this year, won't challenge the dominant bulls. The risk outweighs potential. Reward. Instead, he'll look for opportunities, small groups of cows, moments when dominant bulls are distracted, the margins where older bulls can still succeed. September brings the familiar sounds, bulls calling across valleys, the clash of antlers, the drama of dominance playing out once more. The alpha male makes his calls, quieter than in previous years, less confident, but still present. He finds 2 cows at the edge of a larger group. They've wandered from the main harem during a battle between 2 younger bulls. The alpha male moves in quickly, herds them away before anyone notices. For 3 days he keeps these cows, breeds with both, Then a younger bull discovers them. The fight is brief. The alpha male gives ground quickly, retreating before serious injury occurs. He's lost the cows but preserved himself. In his prime, this would have been unthinkable. Now it's survival strategy. He wanders alone for several days, calling occasionally, looking for another opportunity. Near the end of the rut, he encounters a single cow. She's been moving between groups, not yet bred, waiting for the right bull. The alpha male approaches carefully. No other bulls are nearby. This is his chance. He stays with her for a week. Breeding successfully, no challenges arrive. When she finally moves to join a winter group, he lets her go. The rut ends for him. One cow successfully bred. His genetics passed forward one more time. It's a far cry from harems of 15, but it's not zero. As October fades to November, the alpha male sheds his antlers. Small as they were, they are no longer needed. He's lost 15 kilograms during the rut, less than previous years because the battles were fewer. But his starting weight was lower. He's dangerously thin now, perhaps 115 kilograms. Winter approaching, he joins the winter herd with apprehension he doesn't consciously feel, but his body knows. This winter will be the hardest yet. The migration south begins. The alpha male walks with the group, conserving every calorie, moving slowly but steadily. Around him, other reindeer move with various levels of energy. The young and strong in front, the old and weak at the back. The alpha male occupies the space between, not thriving, not failing, existing in the narrow band where survival remains possible. Snow begins falling in early November, light at first, then heavier. The temperature drops, winter's grip tightening. The alpha male finds a lichen patch and begins the familiar work. Crater, eat, rest. The mathematics of survival beginning again. His 9th winter. Perhaps his last, perhaps not. Only time will tell. The herd moves across white landscape under gray skies, following routes used for millennia, each reindeer playing their role in the ancient cycle. The alpha male walks among them, one bull among many. His era of dominance ended, his time of survival continuing. The first weeks of winter are deceptively manageable. Snow depth remains moderate. Lichen is accessible. The herd finds adequate feeding grounds. The alpha male establishes a routine that works for his reduced capacity. He craters in areas where snow accumulates less deeply, near rocks that create wind shadows, along ridge lines where wind exposure keeps snow shallow. He's learned that working smarter matters more than working harder. Young bulls waste energy cratering in deep drifts. The alpha male avoids those areas entirely. His reduced weight is actually an advantage in one way. Less mass requires fewer calories to maintain. The mathematics shift slightly in his favor. Not enough to make winter easy, but enough to keep it possible. Other older reindeer in the herd follow similar strategies. An 8-year-old cow who survived numerous winters. A 9-year-old bull with a broken antler base from some long ago fight. They form loose associations, not bonded groups, just individuals who happen to graze near each other. There's less competition among these older animals. They've learned that cooperation through proximity serves everyone. Shared vigilance against predators, shared knowledge of feeding areas. The alpha male benefits from this informal network. He follows the old cow to areas where lichen grows thick. She follows him to wind-protected valleys. Neither leads. Both contribute. As December deepens, a wolverine begins tracking the herd. It's a young wolverine, inexperienced but hungry, it watches the reindeer from a distance, calculating which might be vulnerable. The wolverine's eyes settle on the alpha male, older, thinner, often at the edges of the group, potential prey. But the wolverine underestimates reindeer awareness. The alpha male spots the predator on the second day. He moves closer to the main herd, stays within the protective circle. The wolverine follows for nearly a week, waiting for an opportunity, a moment of isolation, a sign of serious weakness. The alpha male never provides that opportunity. He stays vigilant, remains with others, moves carefully. Eventually, the wolverine gives up and seeks easier prey, a hare or ptarmigan, something that doesn't require a week of stalking. This small victory matters. In winter, every avoided threat contributes to survival. By mid-December, daylight has shrunk to almost nothing, perhaps 2 hours of dim twilight at midday. The rest is darkness. The alpha male adapts his routine to this rhythm, feeding during the brief light when visibility is best, resting during the long, dark hours. His night vision, already excellent, becomes his primary sense. He navigates by starlight and snow reflection, by the shapes of familiar rocks and trees, by sound and smell when sight fails. One night, the aurora borealis fills the entire sky, waves of green and purple light rippling overhead, so bright they cast shadows on the snow. The herd beds down beneath this display, utterly unconcerned with the cosmic light show. The alpha male watches for a moment before closing his eyes. He's seen this countless times. It's beautiful in an abstract way. But beauty doesn't fill your stomach or warm your body. He sleeps. January brings stable cold, not the extreme temperatures of some years, just steady -20 to -30. The alpha male maintains his weight through careful feeding. He's found an equilibrium, not gaining, not losing, just existing in the narrow band where survival remains possible. The herd has shrunk slightly since autumn. A few individuals didn't make the transition to winter successfully, the very old, the injured, the unlucky, but most remain, including all the pregnant cows, their bodies prioritizing the developing calves. The alpha male sees these pregnant cows regularly while grazing. Some carry his genetics from previous years. He doesn't know this. To him, they're just other members of the herd. But the biological connection exists. His traits developing in the next generation, even as his own body declines. One cow in particular catches his attention, not for breeding reasons, but because she's struggling. She's pregnant with her first calf, only 3 years old. Her body managing both final growth and pregnancy simultaneously. The energy demands are enormous. She's thin, moving slowly. The alpha male watches her crater near him one day. She's inefficient in her technique, wasting energy on poor locations, digging too deep when shallow scraping would work. He can't help her. There's no way to teach or communicate the knowledge he's gained. She'll learn or she won't, survive or succumb. That's the arithmetic of winter. 2 days later, he sees her again. She's improved slightly, cratering in better locations, moving more efficiently. She's learning through trial and error, the harsh but effective teacher that winter provides. It might be enough to save her, or it might not. Winter makes no promises. By January, the herd moves to a new feeding area, a protected valley where wind keeps snow relatively shallow. The migration between feeding areas happens every week or two, always moving before an area becomes overgrazed, always following the ancient routes to known good locations. The alpha male walks with the group, these movements tax his reduced energy, but staying in depleted areas would tax him more. Better to walk while you can, find food where it's abundant. The new valley provides good grazing for 10 days. Then the group moves again. This pattern continues through late winter. Feed, rest, migrate, the rhythm of survival. The alpha male maintains his weight through careful management. He's found equilibrium, the mathematics balanced. Around him, other older reindeer do the same. The 9-year-old bull with the broken antler, an 8-year-old cow who's survived numerous harsh winters, a 10-year-old bull so thin he looks skeletal but somehow keeps going. They form an informal association, not a bonded group, just individuals who tend to graze near each other. There's wisdom in this proximity. These are animals who know how to survive. Their presence itself is proof of competence. Younger reindeer sometimes graze nearby, perhaps benefiting from observing the efficiency of experienced survivors. The alpha male notices a 2-year-old bull who frequently feeds close to him. The young bull copies his cratering locations, his timing of rest periods, his movement patterns, learning through observation, the knowledge passing forward without conscious teaching. This is how survival skills propagate through populations, not through instruction, but through example and mimicry. The young bull who follows the alpha's example will likely survive his first few winters. He'll breed successfully, pass genes forward, and somewhere in those genes might be tendencies toward the same efficient behaviors he's now learning. The cycle of genetics and learning intertwined. February arrives with its traditional challenges, the month when winter claims most of those who won't make it. The alpha male faces these weeks with methodical determination. He's survived 10 Februaries. This 11th follows familiar patterns. Deep cold for days at a time, -35, -40. Clear skies providing light but no warmth. The alpha male manages through precise microclimate selection. He beds in protected spots during the coldest hours, feeds during brief warm periods when temperatures climb to -20, conserves energy relentlessly. One particularly cold stretch lasts 5 days. The temperature never rises above -35. Even at midday, the cold is bone deep. The alpha male beds down more than usual during this period, minimizing activity, letting his body's insulation do the work. Other reindeer do the same. The entire herd relatively motionless, just dark shapes scattered across white landscape. Steam rises from each animal, visible proof of the heat they're generating and retaining. On the 6th day, temperature moderates to -20. The herd becomes active again, cratering, feeding, moving. The alpha male rises stiffly, shakes off accumulated frost, begins the day's work. He's made it through another crisis. The margins remain thin but adequate. By late February, daylight has increased noticeably, perhaps 6 hours now instead of 2. The sun climbing higher each day. The alpha male doesn't consciously track this, but his body knows. Hormones shifting, preparing for the changes ahead. The bumps on his skull where antlers will grow show increased swelling, blood flow ramping up, the growth cycle preparing to begin. This will be his 12th set of antlers. Remarkable longevity for a wild bull. Most males don't survive this long. The combination of rut exhaustion, winter hardship, and accumulated injuries claims them earlier. But the alpha male has navigated these challenges successfully through a combination of genetics, experience, and simple luck. Now he enters his final seasons, however many remain. March brings the signals of approaching spring. More daylight, slightly warmer temperatures at midday, the first hints of change in the air. The alpha male's group begins moving more purposefully, still stopping to feed, but with clear direction now, south and east, toward lower elevations, following migration routes toward calving grounds. February arrives with its traditional deep cold, clear skies and no wind creating perfect radiative cooling. Temperatures plunge to -40. The alpha male beds down in a small depression he's used before, protected from wind, deep enough to trap warmer air near the ground. He's learned to create these micro-environments, choosing bedding locations as carefully as feeding areas. Around him, other reindeer do the same. The herd scattered across the landscape in small clusters, each group finding the best is available shelter. The night lasts 17 hours at this latitude, 17 hours of -40 cold. The alpha male's body manages the challenge through precise biological control. His metabolism runs just fast enough to maintain core temperature. His breathing slows to minimize heat loss through respiration. His heart rate drops. He's not sleeping deeply, more like a controlled rest state, ready to rise if danger threatens. Morning brings no warmth. The sun climbs barely above the horizon, provides light but little heat. The alpha male rises stiffly, shakes off the frost that accumulated on his coat overnight, begins the day's work. Crater, eat, rest. The pattern never changes. By late February, something shifts. The sun's angle changes slightly, barely perceptible, but real. The alpha male doesn't consciously notice, but his body knows. Winter's grip is loosening. The worst is behind him. March arrives, and the herd begins moving more purposefully, still stopping to feed, but with clear direction. They're heading toward lower elevations, following the spring migration routes. The alpha male walks in the middle of the group. His legs are stiff in the mornings, but they loosen with movement. He's made it through the deepest cold, maintained adequate weight, avoided predators and accidents. His 10th spring approaches. The bumps on his skull where antlers grow become slightly swollen. Blood flow increasing, the growth cycle preparing to activate. Around him, other bulls show the same signs, all preparing for the next phase. The pregnant cows show visible weight now, bellies rounded, movement careful and deliberate. In 6 weeks, they'll give birth, the next generation arriving. The alpha male continues walking south with the herd, one step, then another. The patient work of migration. Snow depth decreases as they descend, 2 meters at the high passes, 1 meter in the valleys. Patches of exposed ground on south-facing slopes. The alpha male eats the dead grass exposed by wind and sun. It's dry and not very nutritious, but it's food that doesn't require cratering, easy calories. By late March, the first green shoots appear, tiny points of life pushing through thawed soil. The alpha male grazes these eagerly. Fresh vegetation after months of lichen, protein and vitamins his body craves. He can feel his strength returning, not to prime levels, but noticeably better than midwinter. The migration continues, the herd moving steadily toward calving grounds, toward spring, toward the continuation of the cycle. For now there is only snow and lichen and the patient work of staying alive. The story of one reindeer approaching its end. The story of a species continuing forever, both true, both happening simultaneously. The snow falls, the herd moves forward, and winter claims the landscape once more. Among the herd, pregnant cows carry the next generation, including one carrying the alpha's final calf, his last genetic contribution. Growing quietly in the cold and darkness, spring will bring new calves, summer will bring new challenges, autumn will bring new dominance battles. The cycle continues, with him or without him. The alpha male doesn't think about this. He thinks only about the next crater, the next mouthful, the next breath. This is enough. This has always been enough. The northern lights dance overhead one final time before spring. The herd beds down for the night, and the slow mathematics of winter begin their final calculations. One bull among many, one story among countless others, playing out across the vast northern wilderness, where reindeer have lived for hundreds of thousands of years, and will continue living long after any individual is gone. The alpha male closes his eyes. His breathing slows. Around him, the herd does the same. Tomorrow will bring more cratering, more searching, more survival. But tonight, there is only rest, and the cold wind blowing across endless snow, carrying the promise of spring. The story continues. The alpha male survives his 9th winter, against odds that seemed insurmountable in February, against the mathematics that appeared tilted toward failure. He survives through small victories, finding a particularly rich lichen area in late January, avoiding the worst of the February cold by staying in protected valleys, rejoining the main herd when strength allowed. By March, he's thin but functional, moving slowly but moving, eating steadily enough to maintain weight. Spring arrives with its gradual promise, days lengthening, snow beginning to melt. The first hints of green on south-facing slopes. The alpha male's antlers begin growing, tiny nubs appearing on his skull, his body somehow finding resources for one more growth cycle. The spring migration northward is difficult for him. He falls behind often, rests more frequently, but he keeps going. By late April, the herd reaches calving grounds. The alpha male grazes at the edges, watching as new life arrives. Among the calves born that spring is one from the cow he bred last autumn, his final offspring, a female this time. She's born strong, standing within 20 minutes, nursing successfully, her mother attentive and protective. The alpha male passes near them while grazing. No recognition passes between them, just two reindeer occupying the same space, but the genetic connection exists. This calf carries his traits, his size, his strength, his survival instinct. She'll grow to be a healthy cow, breed successfully for many years, pass those genes forward to her own calves, the alpha's legacy extending into a future he'll never see. As spring progresses into summer, something unexpected happens. The alpha male begins recovering better than anticipated. The early green vegetation provides concentrated nutrition. His body responds with surprising vigor. He gains weight steadily. His movements become less stiff. By June, he's reached a stable weight around 120 kilograms, not impressive by prime standards, but adequate. His antlers grow to modest size, 6 points, simple structure, but symmetrical and healthy. Summer passes in familiar patterns, grazing, resting, avoiding insects, the midnight sun circling endlessly. The alpha male exists in a kind of peaceful equilibrium, not striving for dominance, not fighting battles, just living. He grazes alongside younger bulls without tension, walks near cows without the urge to claim them, moves with the herd as simply another member. There's a freedom in this. The pressure of dominance lifted, The constant fighting ended. Just existence for its own sake. Other older bulls occupy similar positions, veterans who survived past their prime, now living out their remaining time in relative peace. They form a loose association, not a bonded group exactly, but a tendency to graze near each other, shared understanding between those who've survived the wars. One of these bulls is nearly 12 years old, ancient by reindeer standards. His antlers barely grow anymore, just small bumps on his skull, but he moves efficiently, knows all the best feeding areas, avoids unnecessary energy expenditure. The alpha male learns from watching him how to find food with minimal effort, how to position yourself to avoid wind and insects, how to exist rather than fight. August arrives and the herd begins moving south again. The alpha male walks with steady purpose, his body in the best condition it's been in 2 years. September brings the rut once more, the alpha male's 10th autumn. His testosterone rises slightly, enough to make him aware of cows, not enough to drive him to battle. He calls occasionally, more from habit than expectation. The valleys echo with younger bulls fighting, the clash of antlers, the bellowing challenges. The alpha male stays clear of these battles. He grazes in peripheral areas, watching without engaging. One afternoon, he encounters a young bull who challenged him 3 years ago. The young bull is now in his prime. Massive antlers, powerful body, full of aggressive energy. They make eye contact across a meadow. The young bull tenses, ready to charge if challenged. The alpha male simply looks away and continues grazing. No challenge offered, no battle engaged. The young bull relaxes and moves on, seeking real competition elsewhere. Near the end of the rut, something unusual happens. The alpha male finds an old cow alone. She's at least 10 years old, past her prime breeding years, not part of any bull's harem because younger cows are more desirable. But she's still fertile, still capable of producing offspring, just overlooked in the competition for younger females. The alpha male approaches without aggression. She doesn't flee. They stay together for several days. It's not the frenzied guarding of prime bulls with large harems. It's quieter. 2 older reindeer finding each other at the margins. They breed successfully. Neither fights off. Challengers because no challengers come. No one is interested in competing for an old cow and an old bull. After a week, they part ways amicably. She joins a winter herd. He continues grazing alone for a few days. The rut ends for him without drama. 1 breeding, 1 potential offspring, enough. As October fades, his small antlers fall away. Winter preparations begin. The alpha male has lost only 10 kilograms during the rut, much less than in his prime years. Less fighting means less energy spent. He's still thin by absolute standards, but relative to recent years, he's in reasonable shape. Winter arrives with snow and cold. The alpha male joins the migration south. This winter unfolds differently than the last. He maintains his weight better, finds adequate food more consistently, stays with the herd rather than falling behind. The ancient bull he learned from last summer didn't survive. Found dead in early December. 12 winters, finally too many, but the lessons remain. The alpha male uses them. Efficient feeding, strategic rest, minimal energy waste. By February, he's actually maintained a stable weight, not thriving, but not declining. The mathematics of survival balanced. He makes it through February's deep cold, through March's deceptive promises, into April's genuine spring, his 10th winter complete. against all probability. The spring migration northward finds him in the middle of the herd, not strong enough for the front, not weak enough for the back, solidly average. Calving season arrives. Among the newborns is a calf from the old cow he bred last autumn, a male, healthy and strong despite his mother's age. This calf carries the alpha's genetics, mixed with the old cow's proven survival traits, a combination built for endurance. The alpha male never sees this calf. They're in different parts of the calving grounds, the connection invisible, but it exists, his lineage continuing in yet another direction. Summer brings the familiar cycle, grazing, migration, endless daylight. The alpha male's antlers grow for the 11th time, still small, still simple, but present. He's become a fixture in the herd, the old bull who keeps surviving, not impressive, not dominant, just persistent. Younger reindeer barely notice him, cows ignore him, bulls don't consider him competition. He's faded into the background, which at this stage is exactly where survival happens. August arrives and the cycle turns again. South toward autumn territories, toward another rut season. September brings the expected patterns, bulls fighting, cows being claimed, the drama of dominance. The alpha male stays peripheral. His testosterone barely rises this year. The urge to breed nearly absent. He grazes peacefully while others battle, watching the spectacle without participation. One afternoon, he sees his 3-year-old son from several years ago, now a powerful bull in early prime, fighting successfully for a small harem, the alpha. Male doesn't recognize the genetic connection, just sees another young bull succeeding. But the traits are visible to anyone who knew the alpha in his prime. The same body structure, the same powerful neck, the same way of moving, his genetics thriving in the next generation. The rut passes without the alpha male breeding. For the first time in his adult life, he completes autumn without mating. His antlers fall in late October. Winter preparations begin. This winter is his easiest in years. He's learned the patterns, knows how to survive efficiently, accepts his limitations. He makes it through with minimal weight loss, actually emerges in spring slightly heavier than he started. 11 winters survived, remarkable for a wild reindeer bull. Spring brings the 12th calving season. The alpha male grazes peacefully at the edges. Among the calves born are 2 carrying his genes. One from a cow he bred 3 years ago. One from 2 years ago. These calves don't know their father. They don't need to. They carry his survival instinct, his body structure, his genetic legacy, and scattered across the herd are others. 6 calves from the past 5 years, all healthy, all growing, all passing his traits forward. The alpha male's direct breeding days are likely over, but his genetic contribution continues. Those 6 calves will breed, producing 12 more calves carrying fragments of his DNA. Those 12 will produce 24, then 48, the exponential mathematics of inheritance. Within 3 generations, dozens of reindeer will carry pieces of what made the alpha male successful: his size, strength, instinct, survival traits, scattered and recombined with countless other genetics, but present, contributing to the herd's overall fitness. This is the real measure of evolutionary success, not individual dominance, but genetic persistence across time. The alpha male doesn't understand this. He simply exists. Summer arrives and he grazes, steadily, his body now permanently settled at a lower weight, around 115 kilograms, small antlers growing one more time. He's part of the landscape now, as much as the lichen or the rocks or the flowing water, a living piece of the ecosystem, contributing his role, taking what he needs, giving back through eventual return to the soil. By late summer, he's slowing noticeably, his movements more stiff, his endurance reduced, but he keeps grazing, keeps migrating, keeps existing. September arrives, the rut begins again. The alpha male makes no calls this year. His testosterone barely registers. He's a spectator now. He watches younger bulls fight, sees the cycle he once dominated continuing without him. There's no sadness in this, no awareness of loss, just the present moment, the taste of fresh grass, the warmth of autumn sun, the sound of wind through his remaining fur. As October arrives, he grazes in a valley he knows well, the same place where he held his first harem 9 years ago. The landscape unchanged, only the participants different. A young bull, perhaps the grandson of the alpha, though no one knows this, battles for dominance nearby. The same ridges, the same rocks, the same endless cycle. The alpha male watches for a moment, then returns to his grazing. The season turns toward winter. Snow begins falling. The alpha male joins the migration one more time, walking slowly but steadily. Part of the herd, part of the pattern. His 12th winter begins. Whether he survives it or not, his story has already succeeded. His genetics spread through the herd, his offspring thriving, his traits contributing to future generations. This is the measure of a life well lived in the wild, not comfort or ease, but contribution to continuation. The alpha male doesn't understand legacy in abstract terms. He doesn't think about his children or their children, but the evidence surrounds him. That 3-year-old bull with the familiar body structure, the 2-year-old cow who moves with his same efficient gait, the yearling whose antler growth pattern mirrors his own from years ago, all carry pieces of him forward, mixed with genetics from their mothers and countless other ancestors, but recognizably connected to the alpha male's lineage. These offspring have inherited more than physical traits. They carry behavioral tendencies shaped by successful genetics. The 3-year-old bull shows the same patient approach to feeding that served the alpha well, choosing quality over quantity, efficiency over brute force. The 2-year-old cow demonstrates unusual calm in crisis. When the herd panics at a distant wolf, she holds position and assesses, only fleeing when real danger materializes. These aren't learned behaviors. The calves never observed their father long enough to learn from him. These are inherited tendencies, successful strategies encoded in DNA and passed forward. The alpha male grazes near these offspring sometimes, completely unaware of the connection. To him, they're just younger members of the herd. But genetics knows the same sequences that built his body are building theirs, the same successful adaptations expressing themselves in new combinations. Among the herd are also offspring of other successful bulls. The genes of champions mixed and matched across generations, creating a population that's stronger than any individual. This is evolution's genius, not perfecting individuals, but optimizing populations. The alpha male's contribution matters, but so does every other bull who successfully bred, every cow who survived long enough to raise calves, every animal who passed the survival test. Together, they create a herd capable of thriving in one of Earth's harshest environments. As autumn progresses, the alpha male watches the rut from his peripheral position. Young bulls battling for dominance, the same struggles he once engaged in. He sees them make mistakes he once made, committing too much energy to unwinnable fights, neglecting to eat while focused on guarding, fighting when withdrawal would be smarter. They'll learn. The survivors will learn, just as he learned. One young bull, perhaps 4 years old, fights with particular intensity. He's battling a bull of equal age and size. The fight has lasted 20 minutes. Both are exhausted. Neither will yield. The alpha male watches from 100 meters away. He recognizes the young bull's fighting style. The same twisting head move the alpha used in his prime. The same footwork pattern. This is one of his sons, bred 6 years ago during a dominant rut season. The young bull is winning the fight using techniques encoded in his genes, passed from father to son without conscious teaching. Evolution working through inheritance. The opponent finally breaks away. The alpha's son has won his first major battle, claimed his first small harem. His breeding career begins. The alpha's grandchildren will arrive next spring, the genetic legacy extending forward. The alpha male doesn't watch the conclusion. He's returned to grazing, unaware of the connection, unaware of the significance, but the connection exists regardless of awareness. By late September, the main rut activity winds down. The dominant bulls have claimed their harems. The younger bulls have learned hard lessons. The older bulls have accepted their limitations. The alpha male grazes peacefully through these final weeks. His small antlers fall earlier than most bulls. Late September instead of November, his body conserving resources for winter. He finds the old cow who he bred last year. She's pregnant again, though not from him this time. A younger bull claimed her during the rut. She grazes near the alpha male without concern, their brief partnership last autumn forgotten. Just 2 older reindeer existing in proximity. As October progresses, the herd composition shifts. Bulls and cows begin mixing more freely, the rut hierarchies dissolving, winter preparation becoming primary focus. The alpha male joins a group of about 40 reindeer, mixed ages both sexes, united by the shared goal of reaching winter feeding grounds. Among this group are 2 of his daughters, 3 of his sons, 1 granddaughter born last spring. The alpha male doesn't recognize any of them, but they graze together peacefully. A multi-generational family, unaware of their connections. The migration south begins in earnest in late October. The group traveling familiar routes, stopping at traditional feeding areas, following paths worn into the landscape by countless generations. The alpha male walks steadily, not leading, not following, part of the flow, his 11th winter approaching. The first significant snow arrives in early November, 10 centimeters overnight, the world transforming to white. The alpha male's winter coat is fully developed now. Thick underfur, long guard hairs, protection against what's coming. He beds down in falling snow, his body warm despite the cold air, his breathing slow and even. Around him, 40 other reindeer do the same, the group forming a loose cluster, shared warmth without conscious cooperation. This is how reindeer survive, not through individual heroics, but through collective persistence, each animal contributing to the group's resilience. The alpha male has become part of this equation, no longer dominant, no longer leading, but still contributing. His calm presence helps stabilize nervous younger animals. His efficient feeding shows others where to find food. His survival knowledge, though unspoken, influences the group through example. This is his role now, not breeder, not fighter, but experienced survivor. The value is real even if unmeasurable. As winter deepens, the group faces the familiar challenges: deep snow, bitter cold, limited food. The alpha male craters methodically, finding lichen beneath snow, eating steadily, conserving energy. A particularly brutal storm arrives in December. Wind-driven snow creating whiteout conditions, visibility dropping to mere meters. The herd huddles together, turning backs to the wind, waiting out the storm. The alpha male stands among them. His experience tells him to stay calm, to conserve energy, to wait. Younger reindeer feed off this calm. If the old bull isn't panicking, there's no reason to panic. The storm lasts 36 hours. When it finally clears, the landscape is buried under a meter of new snow. The group begins the work of finding food beneath this fresh covering. The alpha male leads through example, cratering in an area he remembers from previous winters. Others follow, the informal teaching happening through observation. By January, the alpha male has maintained his weight remarkably well, his efficient strategies working, his experience paying dividends. He's in better shape than many younger animals who waste energy on poor decisions. This winter, his 11th, might be his easiest in years, not because it's mild, but because he's mastered the requirements. February brings the traditional deep cold, -40 for days at a time, clear skies and no wind. The alpha male manages this through careful microclimate selection, bedding in protected spots, minimizing activity during the coldest hours, feeding efficiently when conditions allow. He makes it through February without crisis. March arrives with its deceptive promise. The alpha male knows better than to trust early warmth. He maintains his winter routine even as daylight returns. His antlers begin growing again, 12 times now, his body somehow finding resources for another cycle. The spring migration begins, the group heading toward lower elevations, toward calving grounds, toward the next phase. The alpha male walks with steady determination. His legs work smoothly, his breathing even, his body functioning well for its age. He's not just surviving, he's thriving within his limitations. By April, the group reaches calving grounds. The pregnant cows spread out, making preparations. The alpha male grazes at the edges, his role as observer. Over the next weeks, calves arrive. Among them are several carrying his genetics. His granddaughter gives birth to her first calf, making the alpha male a great-grandfather. 3 generations of his line now exist simultaneously, his genes spreading through the population, his successful traits propagating. The alpha male passes near his great-grandchild one afternoon. The calf is 3 days old, already strong and active. No recognition passes between them, just 2 reindeer occupying the same space, but the genetic thread connects them. The alpha's traits visible in the calf's structure, the cycle extending forward. Spring progresses into summer. The alpha male grazes across familiar ranges, his 12th summer, possibly his last, possibly not. His antlers grow to small but adequate size. His body rebuilds to a stable weight. He exists comfortably within his reduced capacity. The younger bulls grow impressive racks. They'll fight for dominance in autumn, the cycle continuing with or without the alpha. But the alpha has already won, not through continued dominance, but through successful reproduction in his prime. His genes are everywhere in the herd now. 6 direct offspring still living, 12 grandchildren, 3 great-grandchildren, and next year there will be more. The exponential mathematics of genetic success. By late summer, The alpha male shows increasing stiffness, his movement slower, his endurance reduced. He's approaching the natural end. Whether it comes this winter or next or the one after, it's approaching, but he's already succeeded beyond measure. September arrives. The rut begins. The alpha male doesn't participate. He grazes peacefully while younger bulls battle, his testosterone no longer rising, his breeding days finished. He watches his sons and grandsons compete, unaware of the connection, but seeing his legacy play out. They fight well, using tactics encoded in their genes, inherited from him and countless successful ancestors. Several win small harems. They'll breed successfully, passing the genetics forward. The alpha male's contribution continues, even though he's no longer contributing directly. As autumn fades, his small antlers fall. Winter preparations begin. His 12th winter approaching. The alpha male joins the migration south, walking slowly but steadily, part of the herd, part of the pattern. His body knows what's coming: the cold, the snow, the patient work of survival. Whether he makes it through or not, his story has already succeeded. The snow begins falling, the temperature drops, the world turns white, and across the vast northern wilderness, reindeer continue their ancient cycle, the alpha male among them. His presence still felt, even if his dominance is long past. He beds down as evening arrives. Around him, the herd does the same. Somewhere in this group are his children, their children, their children's children, all connected through invisible genetic threads, all carrying pieces of what made him successful. The alpha male closes his eyes. His breathing slows. His heart beats steadily. The northern lights begin dancing overhead. Green and purple waves across the sky. The same lights that watched his first winter. The same lights that will watch long after he's gone. He sleeps peacefully, one reindeer among hundreds, one story in a saga spanning millennia, but a story that mattered, a life that contributed, a legacy that continues. The snow falls softly, the lights dance, the herd breathes as one, and in the morning they'll wake and continue the work, cratering through snow, searching for lichen, moving slowly forward. The patient, persistent, beautiful work of survival that has sustained reindeer through ice ages and climate shifts, through predators and hardships, through countless generations, and will continue long into the future, carried forward by animals like the alpha male and all the others who came before and all those who will come after. The cycle eternal, the pattern unbroken, the story continuing forever. His body knows the work ahead, the cratering, the searching, the patient mathematics of survival. Around him, the herd prepares for the same challenges. Hundreds of reindeer, each with their own story, all connected in the larger pattern. Some will survive this winter, some won't. The alpha male will do what he's always done: persist, endure, exist, for as long as the mathematics allow. The snow falls harder, the temperature drops, the world turns white, and across the vast northern wilderness, reindeer continue their ancient cycle, born in spring, growing through summer, breeding in autumn, surviving winter, generation after generation, millennia after millennia. Individual stories beginning and ending, the larger story continuing forever. The alpha male beds down as darkness arrives. Around him, his herd does the same. Steam rises from hundreds of bodies, heat preserved beneath thick fur, life persisting in the frozen world. Tomorrow will bring more of the same, cratering through snow, searching for lichen, moving slowly forward, but tonight there is rest. The northern lights dance overhead, green and purple curtains across the sky, the same lights that have watched over reindeer for countless generations. The alpha male's eyes close, his breathing slows, his heart beats steadily, one bull among many, one heartbeat in a symphony of survival. The winter night settles across the tundra. The herd sleeps, the snow continues falling, and the patient work of life continues in the simple acts of breathing, eating, walking, resting, in the complex dance of genetics, inheritance, evolution, in the balance between individual existence and species continuation. This is the story of reindeer. Not dramatic, not revolutionary, just real. The alpha male sleeps under the northern lights, his story nearly complete, his contribution already made. And somewhere in the herd, his offspring sleep too, carrying pieces of his story forward into a future that will unfold without him, but will carry his echo nonetheless. The snow falls, the lights dance, the herd breathes as one, and the ancient cycle continues, as it has, as it will, forever.